And we are live. Hello, everybody. Yay. So it is Sunday, and I have Terri back with me. I'm always happy to have Terri. Terri and Jean split this, and Terri's going back to Japan for a while in October, so I'm trying to get her as much as I can before she flies away again, which is, I'm happy for you, though. You're making a lot of progress on your house.
It's a lot of fun. It's fun to experience a whole nother culture.
Oh, yeah.
Because most people know I often redo houses here. I like,
You like the
doing
challenge too.
that
Yeah.
sort of stuff.
Uh-huh.
But learning how to build in a whole different manner and switching to metrics, that's quite a challenge. It's
It
fun
is a
though.
challenge. It is a challenge. Wow. So anyway, I just love it though. And I wonder, have you been back to the Tarot Museum again over there?
I haven't yet, but
Okay.
what I've been doing is when I've just been doing my house, but
Yep.
I've been trying to take more Japanese language lessons, trying
Okay.
to
Yeah.
work it in more so that I can do
Uh-huh.
that.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, so let's say hi to some wonderful folks that have come in already. We have Teresa Ford and Jill Sinanan, and Carl Heath is here, and he has really good news. Carl does. He
Oh,
has met with his lawyer. He has contracts, and he's going to start getting paid, and he might have more jobs. So he told us that I guess it was Friday. So good news for Carl. Very good
good.
news.
Fabulous.
Luana Bailey. Hi, Luana. Good to see you. And Alice L. and Denise McMullen and Polly and Laura Hammond Davis. And our Amanda is here. And Linda Bishop, Connie Epley, A.D., Julie Hamill. Wow. We got CJ. We got a whole bunch of folks here. 86 in Texas so far. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. It's a
Wow.
hard I lived there, so I totally know. I lived in a suburb of Houston, and it was too hot for me. I couldn't handle it, even though my house was very air conditioned. Just going out, I couldn't. You go out to the yard to take the dog out or something, and oh, it's just very hard. So, but I know you guys have been there a long, long time, and everybody's meant to be where they are in this scheme of things. And so, absolutely, absolutely, I understand. All right. So, yes, CJ, you can have that. I'm going to tell you that this is first and foremost a medium show because Terri does mediumships. However, we're happy to do other things, but no politics, please. And no like lawyer advice or medical advice. I guess I'll leave it at that. If you're going to do, it's good to write in caps so I can see that it's a question. We're going to try to read everybody, but I'm going to try to read people that have either never been read or who are new here, and then I'll get to the other ones as we can, and we'll try to get to every one of them if we possibly can. And if you're looking for a loved one on the other side to be read for, please give us their first name, give us their relationship to you. Now, it could be your best friend. That's fine, whatever it is, but your dad, your grandfather. And that helps us to tap into hopefully that person and not somebody else. If there's anything else, list your specific area that you would like for the question. It just helps us as well. So let me get... Yeah. Anything else you'd like to add to that?
Well, I just want to add that the more specific you are, the more specific message you get. The more general you are, the more general message you get. And
Right.
while I do love general messages, sometimes they feel a little less satisfying if
Uh-huh.
you're not getting very specific information. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Aley, do you care if I read in all three modes?
Not at all. Not at
Okay.
all. So what she's saying is it could be she can do Akashic records as well. Is that, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
She does her regular psychic work and her medium work and Once in a while, she'll pull a card.
Once in a while.
Once in a while. Yeah.
So I'm going to really quick say the prayer of protection and then say the key real quick. So for those people, you don't have to have any Akashic records read at all, but
Right.
it's just another way for me to tap in. So for instance, at the last show I was in, I was reading somebody, and she basically, what it was is she's had a financial and living situation hung over her head for many, many years. And
Okay.
in the coming Tuesday was something that she had to make a decision for. And her guides were very, very, very sweet, but they were absolutely adamant she has to make the decision. They couldn't help
Mhm.
her at all.
Right.
No, it's her
Right.
decision. She must make it now. She's been putting it off too long.
Right.
And so I thought, so for me, what I did then is I went to the Akashic Records Masters just to back it up to see, really anything else. And they're like, she's got to make the decision.
Okay.
So I use it as a backup too sometimes if that I'm
Mhm.
not quite getting satisfaction from your
Satisfaction.
team.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just say the prayer real quick. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. I connect us to the Metatron's grid of opalescent light as we connect to our higher selves. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us as we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. So it is.
So it is. Thank
Here's
you,
the
Terri.
key. We
Mhm.
open ourselves to the light. And with this light, we open ourselves to our truth. And with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose. And with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so the people watching this broadcast and people watching the replay are given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them at this moment. I'm going to say that silently one more time or two more times. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy field of the people who want to have their Akashic records read, both live and in the broadcast, to receive the record of their soul. Okay.
Excellent.
So
So if you're looking also for specifically for an Akashic Records reading, please put in something like, I would like to know what lifetime that perhaps I had problems with poverty or relationships, or, kind of give us an area that you would like her to, because you may have had more than like 1,000 lives. So
right,
it's just
right.
very
But,
helpful to
but
have that.
and that's we can do that. But
Yeah,
also, if you have questions, what I like about the Akashic records more is if you have questions about this life,
true.
that's
Of course.
there too.
Of course. Yeah. Yep. Whatever you want, Terry's your gal. So here we go.
I'm
And
very flexible.
you are flexible. You're amazing. Thank you so much. So hello to all the people who have come in since I said hello earlier. And we're going to go ahead and start. I just want you to know we'll try to do all your readings today. They will be taken in random order. That way we can get people who haven't had a reading recently that we know of, or that are new here to get themselves read. But all right, so thank you so very much. So I would like to start off. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do Flower Beauty because I haven't seen her. I think she's been away and she's just back home. So she wonders about her late parents' names are Rama and Bridge, Brij. Either from them or ancestors or guides. So whatever comes in, she's pretty open to.
This will take a moment because you're first. So
Your first one takes a while. Yeah, I get it.
yeah.
Yep. Arlene Forney, give me your mom's first name, please.
Oh, this is interesting. So I invited them all to the stage, and anybody who wants to speak for you, whether it's your guides, your parents, your ancestors. And right away, I just hear a resounding, stop worrying. Stop
Mhm.
worrying. It doesn't help you even one bit.
Mm.
And they're showing me that actually between them and you, there's a flow. There's a flow that and it's how that they talk with you, it's how they work with you, it's how they put good things into your life. Um, it's how they comfort you when you encounter challenges. And they said, worrying doesn't help any of that. Just know that you're always in our hands. And they're showing me kind of cupped hands, you know, our hands and our hearts, always. We love you. We take care of you. We're excited to see how you're going on this journey, what you're going to learn, what you bring to the party. Yeah, stop worrying. You can't make a bad decision. Your things are going to go just fine.
Hmm. Well, I have some really interesting cards for you, Flower Beauty. The first one I get is inspired action. And look at it, it's like the cosmos, it's like heaven is at your feet. They're saying focus on inspiration, anything that inspires you. Look at it and focus on it. And the action steps that you're supposed to take will flow effortlessly. And that's exactly what Terri said. She used the word flow, let things flow. That's what I get with this card. It says it's time to go within and uncover your feelings, because they're seeing that you're doing a lot of soul searching. And what this means is, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? Is there anything else I need to do? What steps should I take? And they're saying, relax and allow it to come through. The final card I pull for you is Spirit Echoes. Past, resonance, memory, return, and messages. Listen to the divine. So your ancestors are saying, listen to not just us, but listen to the divine. The inspiration is part of the divine, and so is the inspired action and the soul searching you're doing. They're very happy that you're looking into this. They said, you know, you're it's time. Everybody's time is different. This is your time, and they're loving that you're working with them and with all of the things that you're doing. So
They give me one more thing for her, and
okay.
they're reminding me of something that happens for me, because just because I'm doing this and hopefully I look confident doing this, it doesn't mean I am. You
Right,
know,
right. Yeah, I get it. Yep.
sometimes I go into this and I'm getting ready, and I have this momentary thought in my head. It happened more when I was newer, not so much now, but it does still sometimes happen where I'm like waiting for them to get a hold of me, and then I think, what if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't happen? What if it's gone? You know,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah, yeah.
even when I was learning, this voice would come into my head and say, remember, Terri, if nothing happens, you just tell your sitter, I'm not getting anything.
Yep.
And I go, oh yeah. And I take a
Yeah.
deep breath, and then they hit me with it. So
Uh-huh.
they're telling you, flower, peacock, beauty, rainbow,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
when you're worried you're going to make that wrong decision or whatever, take that deep breath and say, oh yeah, they said there's no wrong decisions. And then take the
Right.
deep breath, and then they're going to hit you with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, I
relax.
love that.
Don't
That's
put
a
the
wonderful, that's wonderful. That's really wonderful. I love that. Um, I remember on my journey having people tell me, well, you're psychic. Don't you know that? You're psychic. You should. And I'm like, no, I don't know that. I really don't know that. And it took me years and years and years. And what I needed to do instead of saying, no, I don't know that, was I'm going to look into that, or I'm going to be that, because I love that. And, but we don't like to be told we already know. But the truth is we do. So, yeah. We really do. We really know. So anyway, thank you. Hello, Create Love and Pooja. I know Arlene Forney came in, Valerie came in, and Willow came in. And Willow is traveling, and we're sending her lots of love and light around her travels. So there you go. All right, the next one I have here is Julie Hamill. Ask my guides if I'm on the right path with my grandson. He lives with her. Okay.
Okay. What I hear from them is all that you do in love is always on the right track. When you do things out of fear, you might accidentally hit the right track. But in general, the better way is to go through love, where that you have confidence in what you're doing and saying with him. I completely recognize that it's really easy to be fearful when you're taking care of another person and that you're worried about them going on the wrong track. But always remember, the guides say this to me again and again and again and again: your journey is your journey, his journey is his journey.
Right.
You can help him and direct him as much as you want, but he's going to go on his own journey no matter what. Because that's what we're here to do. So, guides, tell me a little bit more about how she can work in love with him more. One of the ways that you're going to work in love with him is to help him recognize the control he has in his life. I don't know if he's young or old, but everybody wants to have a tiny bit of control. And so if you're having to point something out to him, where that the best thing is to do this one thing, and in general, they're not going to want to do that one thing, just remember that you can say, well, this is the higher way to go. And you may go that way, but you're going to learn. If you don't go that way, you're going to have to learn your own lessons, some of which may be painful. Yeah, that's all I'm getting from that.
First of all, Julie, I just want to say so much respect to you for taking care of your grandson. And it's hard enough to raise our own children, and of course we love our grandchildren as well. But kudos to you for just and I know we all would step up to the plate if it needed to be done. So, but I just want to make sure that you know that it's very admirable. He's 19. You don't get along that much, and you don't like the F word. That's where he wants to assert his. Yeah, I get it. I get it. So he is old enough to be an adult by 1 year, and that makes it really difficult. But use your intuition. And I think you are using your intuition, and know that whatever happens was the plan, so to speak. And you can learn from each other that way. But don't, you know, the boundary setting is very important. And if you don't like the F word and he uses the F word, he can't do that in your house. That's it. That's the boundary. So I had to set a boundary like that, unfortunately, with my stepson because he's an alcoholic and he wants to come and visit. And I said, you can't drink while you're here because he gets really, really sloppy and I can't deal with it. And that's my boundary. So we have to do that. I'm guessing that he has some big dreams. They may not be dreams that other people would be interested in. Like maybe he wants to do this or be a mechanic or, you know, go to Switzerland. I don't know, whatever it is. He's got some dreams of his own. And so I'm feeling like he doesn't want to be told what to do. And that's okay because he's just trying to assert his independence. There's going to be a bit of a change for him and you. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's anything that you're doing wrong. I think that it's just difficult when you're living with somebody that's younger and you're not used to that. But the last card I get is from the Garden of Souls, and it says growth, nature, serenity, reflection, or nurturing. And you're doing all of those things right now with each other, and he is also doing them. He may not even remember. I believe that one day he'll say, I remember when I was much younger, I lived with my grandmother. You know, I get that. I get that. It says to embrace your quiet moments. Make sure that you keep your quiet moments, Julie. Make sure that you say, if my door's shut, I don't want to be disturbed unless there's an emergency. Whatever it is, set your boundaries for what it is. If he's in your house, it's your rules. I don't care how old he is. He could be 45. It's your rules in your house. So much love, dear. Much love. Tropical Empress. Yes, yeah. Terri.
Okay, thank you.
No, go ahead.
Oh, take a look in the private chat.
Okay. Oh, sure, of course. Of course.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Hold on, let me get to it. All right. Do you think we can take our guides for granted? I think I just always assumed they were a natural part of my journey and everyone else's as well. I love the question. Thank you so much. Terri loves it too.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what it was in the private chat. I was like, take that question. Please take that
It's
question.
all right. It's all right. Yeah.
Because I don't get to choose. So
yes.
So Laura, thank you for asking this question because it is really an interesting question. Mm-hmm. And of course, doing the work I do, I do feel like I have to meditate often, you know, don't take anybody for granted, all that kind of stuff. And yet, I just went to Japan for a month and I didn't meditate even once for a whole month, even once. And when I got back, I think the very first show I had to be on was Aley's. And so I only had to rest a few days and then boom, I'm on Aley's show and I'm like, I was a little worried. I'm like, have I taken you guys for granted? Are you still there? You still want to talk to me? Are we still good? And they kind of laughed at me and they're like, even if you take us for granted, we're still here. We're always here. Even if you can decide to put this down and not do it for a while, and you can take it up again anytime. We are always available to you. We never leave. You can completely ignore us if you want to. But you did that once, and remember, you were very, very lonely. And I was. Lonely.
Yeah.
And so there are not a whole lot of rules to this.
Yeah.
You know, we are the ones that put the rules and the consequences in place and stuff. And the reality is they just love us. They just love us. They just want to help us.
We're the judgmental ones. They aren't judgmental.
Right. Yeah. And they don't require us to meditate every day and try to hang out with them or pray every day, or it helps us to fine tune the
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah.
But
It does.
it isn't completely necessary. In fact, I've always loved Susan Lynn's advice, and this is advice she gave me when I was in her class starting out. She said, it's always good, of course, to meditate and hang out with your guides, fine tune that connection. But once in a great while, you got to jump in cold. You got to
Yeah.
be flexible to
Yeah.
do it either way. So
Right.
I hope that kind of answers that. They are a natural part of our existence. They are part. When I'm talking to the Akashic Records masters, they say that both the Akashic Records and our guides, they are our birthright. It's our
Hmm.
birthright
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
consult them.
Yeah.
It was always supposed to be. So
Yeah.
that's sorry, that's a
That's
lot of long-winded things, but that's what
No,
that
but I love that. I love that because you really just had your own experience with that. And so it's much easier to speak to that if you have gone through it yourself. So she
Mhm.
says, I didn't even know they were guides. I thought they were God. And you know what?
You do.
Everybody felt that way. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the
Yeah. And
question so much, Laura. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So we have Miss Arlene Forney wondering if she can hear from mom, and her mom's name was Virginia.
Virginia. Virginia. Okay. Let me see if we can get Virginia here.
Okay.
What's going on here? Virginia. Um, give me some more evidence and show me what's going on. It's like she's getting ready for like a party, like a 4th of July party or something, or 'cause they don't celebrate 4th of July,
Okay.
but there's a party, a
A
big,
picnic.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay. So first thing I'd like to know, was she the party kind of gal, an outside, outdoor party? I'd love to know if that was her thing or if she was the one that wanted to sit in the corner and participate. But somehow there's a bunch of stuff going on here. Okay. So Virginia, what is the message? She's like, I want to do all the things. She obviously has some knowledge of what I just did at those fairs, and she's like, I want to do all the things. I want to do all the things with her.
How cute. Oh, how cute.
Okay, so hang on. I'm going to describe some of the things because this is what she wants. She's feeling very spiritually free right now in getting ready for this party. I don't know what the party's about, but she's like, I want my guides to sprinkle her. So somebody in my one of my last readings at a fair, somebody's guides glittered us, glittered even my Akashic Records
Oh,
masters. I mean,
really?
glittered everything. She's like,
Uh,
I want to glitter her. And I'm
oh,
like, okay, we'll let you do that. And
that's
then she's like, I want to hug her because somebody got hugged by
oh,
their grandmother. And on the lady's chest was the 3 of Swords
oh,
upright. And when grandma hugged her, and I could see healing being put in through grandma's hands, and
uh-huh.
grandma said, it's okay now. You can let it go. You can let it go. So your
Mhm.
grandma wants to do that. She said, I want to hug her, heal her, and tell her to let it go. Okay,
Oh,
okay. And I'm
oh.
getting chills the whole way. Okay, what else, grandma, do you want to do?
This is supposed to be her mom, though.
Well, that's all right. Sorry,
Okay. That's
I'm
okay.
grandma
Okay.
because I'm a little caught up in the other reading, which was grandma. But okay, Virginia,
Mhm.
what else did you want to do? What else? She's fanning herself. Okay, I can calm down now. Okay,
She must
good.
have been so happy that you see her. Yeah.
She was happy. She was so happy. Sometimes they are. Okay,
Yeah.
Virginia, what is the thing? She said, "You are the star. You are the star of the show that we're watching from up here, but you are the star in my heart."
Oh.
She said, "If you have to think of a card, don't think of the Three of Swords. Think of the star.
Mm.
The star. That is one of the defining qualities of you. Just know that we love you. We're up here all the time. If I could sprinkle you with the fairy dust, if I could put healing into you all the time, I would.
Uh,
Just know that that's all available to you always and to everyone always."
that's awesome.
There
She
we go.
loved to go out, but she was very quiet. Was she religious? I get religion, so I'm thinking she might have gone to church a lot. I'm not sure, but I got the religion. Um, and it looks like she says, I got through all the hardships of life. Don't know if you had a hard time. Your family might have had a hard time, or she had a hard time raising children, trying to keep up with everything. Um, but she, that's passed as well. That's passed by. Um, and she says, I come up here and I feel as though justice has been served in my life. And I have, I can look down at you and others, and I am so proud of you. You make me so happy. Uh, there's so much love within my heart for you. And so I got goosebumps. I just got goosebumps.
Mhm.
She's just adorable. She's
Yeah.
every Sunday went to church. She sure
Yeah.
did. I can see her doing that, with her, I don't know if you were Catholic, with the rosary beads, if that was the case, or, maybe with a hat. Um, oh my goodness. Wow.
Mhm.
It gives me the goosebumps. That's wonderful, Arlene. Thank you so much, honey. That's great. Yes, Denise, I understand. Sometimes I'll hear from people on the other side, and it just, they're so excited that
Mm.
they're being seen, or that someone is calling and asking about them. I get, I just called to say I love you.
Oh, now you're gonna make us all cry.
Oh, thanks, Arlene. Much love to you. Questions are closed. I'm sorry to those who came in late. We're trying to get done what we do have. And I have Jody Almquist. I don't think I've ever read for Jody, but what is Mom Joyce up to in heaven is what
Joyce,
she'd like to know. Yeah.
okay. Uh-huh.
Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Alice.
Okay, your mom, Joyce, is showing me a peony flower. Sometimes they do this when sometimes they show us flowers to kind of get us out of our head, but maybe they were a quiet person. And actually, I had just went out and picked some in my garden, so they're
Ooh,
like this.
beautiful.
They're dark.
Yeah.
The peony she's showing me is that kind of dark fuchsia color. Okay, Joyce, um, tell me more about what are you saying to Jody? So this peony, or this color is like she's saying things like she was heart of my heart. That this deep color is showing the deep love in her heart that she had for you. And um, but she's showing me that there were times that you probably did not feel that love from her. And because, she's a mom, she has to work, she has to raise you up, she has to fulfill society's expectations.
Mhm.
And she, once she was on the other side, she looked back at that journey with you and just saw the love. She kind of never it's almost as if the bad things, the bad times are kind of shoved away, just kind of, they just magically melt away, kind of. And she can just see the love. She can see the love she intended to have for you, even when sometimes it went awry. And I think the other grandmother in the chat should think about that too.
Mhm. Mhm.
They, it's really just the love that counts.
That's all.
And is there any more message, Joyce? Hmm. Well, I just suddenly see her, and her hand is very white, like there's a light, and she does this suddenly to me, like she's either saying me look up or you look up. Okay, so I don't know what that means. Maybe that means something to you.
Mhm. Yeah. I think that I had heard many years ago, what is the meaning of life? Everybody's always looking for it. And you said it today, to love and be loved. That's the
Mm-hmm.
meaning of life, really. And so she says she loved peonies, or they love
Oh,
peonies. So that's wonderful. Was she a teacher, Jody? I wonder. I got the teacher card. She could have been a Sunday school teacher. I mean, it doesn't mean she has to be a professional teacher. It could be that she was a teacher. She just was a person that would say, "Come here, I want to show you how to make scrambled eggs." Or whatever. It could be anything like that, that she might have been a teacher. But the card I pulled here, I love this because it says remember. And she wants you to remember the closeness that you felt when you were heart to heart as a child, and she was able to hold you against her heart and her breast and love you. And there's nothing more important than that nurturing mother love. And she said, whenever I miss you, I remember that. You'll always be my baby.
oh,
Um, she says, I think you're a bit bohemian. And what I mean by that is that you're interested in this kind of stuff that not everybody is interested in or even believes in or dips their toes in. And she kind of likes it. She says, I really like it because then we can make this connection. So that's what I get for you. And she says, if I could give you any advice, it's to remember that you can make a quantum leap in whatever you would like to do, past, present, and future. Your journey is to learn and explore and enjoy what it is that you're interested in at all times. So step out and don't be afraid. Just you have protection around you. Call your angels and guides in. And I'm always right there with them. Sometimes I butt in if you let me. So there you go. Thank you. Not a teacher, but super smart and could answer almost any questions. That's wonderful. Yep. Then that would be a type of teacher, actually. That's awesome.
sure.
Yeah. All right. So we have a puja, a message from guides, please.
On a spiritual journey. Okay. Puja, your guides are showing me um, that you have the ability to tap into ancient wisdom.
Wow.
So, guides, show me more about her tapping into ancient wisdom. So it seems like they're showing me that maybe you're the kind of person that knows a lot of those old sayings, like a lot of these sayings that we have are really old wisdom being kind of passed down.
Mhm.
But they're
Mhm.
saying that you have a different knowledge of it. You have a really deep knowledge, and that you can tap into this ancient wisdom. And the way you do this is going to be through flow. You could use prayer or meditation or okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Elephants. Okay, so the way they're showing me this is on my stage. I have these massive elephants going right to the future, and they are showing me the wisdom and this. They are very magnificent, magnificent, and they're just slowly moving through there, and somehow, okay, I mean, I'm kind of wondering if that you are channeling Ganesh. So there's something about elephants here that's a big deal that somehow you tap into this energy. So
Mhm.
I'm going to leave it there. That's what.
Okay. She says she does meditation and prayers to know my truth. That's a great
Mhm.
start, Pooja. That's
Yes.
wonderful. Yeah. I get here that sometimes you feel like you're on a bumpy ride. And of course we all do. But it says don't be afraid to make a change, regardless of how hard you think it might be. It can be fun if you allow it and let go and let it flow. Very important. So if you're thinking about that, try it out. Don't be fearful of change because we all change and things change all the time. The second one is to soar. You're getting ready to fly above your obstacles and embrace life more magically. How beautiful is that? So maybe this is what this is saying. Don't be afraid to let go and embrace life magically. And finally, the card I got for you is healing waters. They're suggesting that you cleanse, flow, purify, and heal in taking time for you and self care. Make sure you love yourself. Make sure you allow yourself, take a bath with rose petals or with candles, or make a nice meal and eat off beautiful china and with beautiful glass stemmed glasses. Whatever you want to do that you might not do, just to remind yourself that you in fact are special and that life is in fact a real blessing. So there you go. So thank you so much. Thank you, Pooja. Okay, so we have CJ, a message from Spirit, guys, please.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Well, they are saying to me that you have some challenges coming up in your life. And okay, tell me a little bit more about the challenges. These are not super, super deep challenges, but they're saying you're uniquely equipped to deal with these. And they're showing me you, and you have you have an unusual type of. It's almost like you're wearing a gladiator's kind of skirt. I mean, you know how the gladiators, they were men, but they had it looked
Yeah.
like a skirt kind of.
Hmm.
And but they're showing me that the skirt is almost like a belt full of weapons, swords or whatever it is, and it's saying that um, you that's why they're saying that you're uniquely equipped for whatever this little thing is. Okay, tell me a little bit more, please, about call on us whenever you have questions, whenever you're in the midst of it. Um, okay, okay, I get it. I get it. Okay, so they want to do a tiny little lesson right now, right now about how to hear your spirit guides. Okay, so this is not
Yep.
just for CJ, for everybody.
Yep. For everybody. Yep.
So Susan Lynn did this for me. So the thing is the spirit guides are almost like your conscience. I mean, maybe we can even throw out the word your conscience and say it's all spirit guides.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so just take a little time just to kind of get quiet, sit, just try to, empty your minds a little bit, be quiet. And then let's see. Trying to think what question we should ask. You should, like we could ask you a little question. Is today going to be a good day? And then what do you hear right now? Right now. Don't search for it. Just what comes into your head right now.
Mm-hmm.
I hear it's going to be a fabulous day. So, but I think they're all fabulous. But things like that, that's how you do it. You just
Mm-hmm.
go with what comes into your head right away.
First.
And
Right.
you don't
Judge it.
edit it,
Mm-hmm.
judge it, or do anything. You just go
Yep.
with it.
Yep.
If that is a negative thought, which once in a while that happens too,
Yep.
you ask, where did that come from? Where did that come from? So see, if you are having these challenges, and of course you're already wearing your warrior princess belt, ask them, should I fight? And listen real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Or should I be peaceful? Tell me what to say. Just these things, and then go with it. Go
Yeah.
with it at the time.
We have
This
to
is
do that as readers as well. We get a
right.
weird, wacky thing, and it's like, I don't know, this is gonna think I'm crazy, and it
Right.
really makes sense. Yeah, it
Like they
does.
stick
Yeah.
elephants in my thought, and I'm
Right.
like, why
Right.
elephants?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the
Absolutely.
same thing. Just go for it. Just
Good.
go with it
Good.
through this little kerfuffle. It's not a big kerfuffle.
I get that you really, really want convenience. You're tired of the same old different day. And I love that about this, because when people go through the drive up to get a burger, they just want a burger. They don't want to sit down at a restaurant and have to tip the waitress. They just want everything to be convenient. And so it's understood. We all like that. But because you're wanting convenience, you're kind of controlling maybe some of the feelings that you're having or your emotions, and you're not really telling people if they bother you, or telling if the situation is bothering you. You're kind of putting it aside because it would take too long. It would cause stress. But they want you to know your angels are on your shoulders. They're right behind you. You just have to call them in for whatever situation you have. They are there for you always. And another message that you got is stay authentic and aligned, and trust your inner wisdom to give you genuine fulfillment. And that's exactly what Terri just did, was tell you to trust your intuition for whatever the answer is, because that's the right answer. So I love that. I love it when that happens. Yeah. Okay, good. Glad you got it. Glad you got it, and the rest of us did too. It was a great one for us to get. So Polly wonders if she could get a message from her dog, Sam. He passed in 2018.
Well, let me give this a shot.
Sure. I'm going to pull out my dog cards.
Oh, so here's what I have to say right away about Sam. What a faithful companion you had there. Wow.
Mhm.
Because Sam is not, normally they come and interact with me. They want to sit by me, talk, and Sam, while his rear end is touching me, he's looking at you. He's
Oh.
only really interacting with you. So
Mhm.
faithful, faithful companion. Sam, could you give us? Oh, he's just so grateful for the life you gave him. He, I mean, grateful. He's just remembering all the good times, all the good things. And he's sorry for the very times he was a bad boy. Because what he's saying right now is, yes, I would do anything she said, except for those times I didn't. I'm so sorry. He, oh, Sam, any other little things, Sam, you wanna tell her? Tell Polly. Okay. He'll be waiting for you. No hurry to get over to the other side, but he also tells me something I hear often now. He's gonna bark you in.
He's
So
gonna bark.
so what he's talking about, I've heard this where as we're traveling to the other side, when it's our time to go,
Mhm.
for illustrative purposes, let's say there's a tunnel, you can hear barking at the other end of that tunnel. Go to the barking, okay?
Go to
Go
the
to the bark.
parking, please. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. I got some cards here I pulled, but it looks like Littler Gronig is here and says, "Hi,
yeah,
Grammy." Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. All right. So I get that your dog accepted uh, accepted that he had to go because that's unfortunately a dog's. They know that they're only going to be down here for a very. That's why they live with so much passion and love. And he says, I love this because there's a picture of a dog and it says no dogs here. And he's looking at it, and Sam's looking at it like, what are you talking about? I'm here. I'm right here. Can you see me? I'm a dog. But he accepted it when he got there. And yet he still follows you around sometimes around the house. He's still there with you in spirit. The next one I get is um, acknowledging and celebrating his victories and your victories. And he's got, look at this one. I love it. He's got the paw up in the air like, hi, 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 mom. I miss you, you know. And finally he says, you need to remember to break through and be bold. I don't know, Polly, if you're waiting to get another dog or you have a new dog, but Sam says, if you're ready, then you have one because I'm always going to be who I was. And yes, I get the same feeling as you do, Terry's guides, that he's only interested in Polly. He's
Oh,
not interested in anybody else. Yeah, he
right.
loves Polly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Polly's the one. Thank you so much. All right. Gee, everybody, I'm sorry that we can't take all the new questions. We've been on almost an hour. We still got some questions to cover. So I apologize. We're on here every Sunday at 10 o'clock Pacific, 11, 12, 1 o'clock Eastern time. So please. Oh, you have those cards? Oh, good. Polly says he was the best. I'm crying. I have a new cat. Oh, maybe that's what he means by be bold. You got a cat. That's pretty funny. Thank you so much, honey. All right. So let's see. Valerie would like a message, please. Valerie S. Thank you, everybody. As indicated in the chat, we're going to try to answer the ones that were up earlier. We're almost at the hour, but we'll go a little longer. And in the meantime, thank you for being patient and waiting.
Ooh, Valerie, they're showing me that through this summer you get a little break of you know, in other words, that your life is going to flow fairly smoothly during this summer. That it's, they're showing it to me through just these colorful flower petals that just somehow are saying to me just comfort and fun and ease, that somehow right now they're sending you quite a lot of caring and quite a lot, like you get a little break from the strife or the whatever's going on. So that's cool. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. At the core foundation, you have potential for some new love coming into your life.
Wow.
I'd love to know more about this if it comes to fruition. They want to make sure you share your gifts, and that would be spiritual, not any other kind of gift here. It says, get ready to see movement when you choose to share your gifts. And sharing our gifts, just sending light, sending love, being love, acting in kindness and compassion. Those are gifts you already have, Valerie, and you do share them when you're with others. And you are a leader, a teacher, and a mentor for many people around you. So know that you already are a beacon of light. That's one of your gifts. And that's a double beacon of light. That's what shows up. I know. Yeah. Wow. Oh, thank you, Tropical Empress. And hello, book. How are you? All right. Let's see what we got here. This is more of a question. She's got a question in the chat, but she wonders, are people surprised when they pass that they can connect to us?
I really wanted to ask this question, but since I already strong-armed you on another question,
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I won't do it on this, but I'm so glad you chose it.
Yeah, it's okay.
So they are not that surprised, and yet they are surprised in some ways. So, for instance, my mother was not surprised at all. She was also going to take advantage of every single thing she could say. But then other times, like for instance, I did a week if you go back and look at my show on the Crone Zone yesterday, I tell you all the wonderful things I saw this last fairs that I was at. And one of the fairs, one of the people I read there, she wanted to talk to her grandmother, and the grandmother washed some color through my vision to tell me that she was a really hardworking individual, a really trustworthy individual that people loved, hardworking, kind of the pillar of society kind of person. And then she suddenly put me in sunlight. Because I was like, I have to have more information than that. And I suddenly found myself sitting in the grass in a pool of sunlight, like I was a little girl looking up at some laundry on the line. And so then I stood up and I was me again instead of a little kid. And I'm looking at the laundry and looking at all the rolls of laundry, and I'm fairly close. And Grandma pops her head up over the laundry line, and she is just so excited. She goes, "Isn't this magnificent? Isn't this amazing?" So yes, they are amazed. They are thrilled. They love it when you call upon them. Even if they didn't believe in this, they're amazed, because I do think at some point in us, we all know it.
Yeah.
Know it. They know it. Even the people who don't believe know it somehow, even if they've buried it very, very deep in their soul. But I have hardly ever encountered somebody super grumpy. Now there is
It's a possibility, but yeah. So I have to tell you my short story here about my friend Charles. He was a professor with me in Massachusetts, very Catholic, very opinionated. And, he used to call me, instead of, he would say, praise Christ all the time because he was Catholic. But then he met me and he'd say, praise Buddha. I mean, he just made me laugh. But he was just, I don't think I would have ever been a friend of his if I hadn't known him through a work association, because he didn't resonate with some of the things he said. And I tried to accept him just as he was. Anyway, after he died, I went to a psychic about other things. And the first thing she said was, there's someone named Charles coming through, but you called him Buddy. And my friend that I went to the psychic with, her dog was named Buddy as well. And Charles came through and said, a couple of things I want to tell you, Aley. You were right about everything. I got over here and, oh my God, the minute I got here, I knew, she was living the life the best way she could. And I was too rigid and I was too negative. And then he said, I also learned I can manipulate animals and go into them. And he said, that's what he was doing. Buddy was acting really weird, and he was in Buddy at one point. And I think that it was the name that resonated. Like this dog's name is Buddy, and I called him, hi, Buddy, how you doing? So, but when he ever said that, I thought to myself, oh my God. And because when he got there, everything was clear. Everything was, everything when you get there, everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
So that's what a great story. That's not story, but happening to you. That was wonderful. But
it was.
Else. At the last the Arlington Fair, I met a natural born trance medium.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
I can't wait to learn, get to know him a little bit better.
Yes.
But that was very, very interesting because spirits come into him and take over the talking.
That's what John Edward does too, I believe. He just was born with it, and he could see stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So
well, and unfortunately, people like that often feel growing up like they're mentally ill because
of course
this
they
is
do.
not a thing that happens to other places, other people a lot. So
Yep. All right. So Denise McMullen, we're going to go with you next, and then we're going to do Tropical Spirit. Tropical Empress. I'm so sorry, and we'll finish up. I'm sorry I couldn't get to you, Hypnicity, or T-Lynn, your regular question you asked, but I'm going to be on with Scott and also Carl. I'm going to be on with Scott, Scorpio Sun at noon, so in about an hour. If you want to come back, and I'll take your questions in there. Okay. Sorry. All right. So Denise, and then
he's wonderful.
I know, isn't he? He is a great guy. I love him.
So Denise, right away, they put me on my stage. The stage is dark, like it's nighttime. Remember, dark does not mean bad. It just, sometimes they just give me a little mood lighting, and they're putting these paper bag lanterns out along both sides of your path.
Ooh.
And they're just letting you know they are lighting the way for you. I let this mean whatever it means to you, this lit path with these lovely lanterns. But just also know that if you're ever feeling a little lost in the dark, look for the little paper lantern trail. They will still keep guiding you.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Those paper lanterns in Santa Fe at Christmas, I've seen pictures, and they light them up. Luminarias, I think they call them, or something. But they're so gorgeous. Yes. I'm picking up a little bit of turbulence, Denise. Something either happening or feeling like something is happening that is shaking things up. I'm not sure what it is, if it's relational or not. I get that they want you to persevere through the storm, whatever that storm is, whether you're going through it right now. God, the weather, wherever anybody is right now, is a storm in and of itself, but they want you to persevere. They said that you'll get to the other side of this. You must listen to your guides, listen to your angels. Look at that. They're right there on your shoulder, the bird's on your shoulder, and says, I'm here to give you a message. And so you listen the way Terri explained about why is, what do I need to do? What is my next step? And wait for the answer and see if it comes. Please know you are so loved. Oh my goodness. You are definitely totally loved. No problem there. And your message is sunrise promise, dawn, fresh beginnings, optimism and daybreak. A new day is coming. So if you're going through this turbulence right now, a new day is coming. And remember, everybody, nothing is forever. You can be happy and joyful and that lasts, and then something might happen that isn't make things happy, but it doesn't last because nothing is forever. So always feel gratitude and take the time you need to take in order to appreciate and care for others. Thank you so much. You were just looking at star paper lanterns. Well, Carl, Carl, you did get the message. Okay. All right. I know it's early in the morning where you are. You should be sleeping. A message from her stepdad, Mike, who was like a dad to her. His death anniversary was yesterday. I'm so sorry for that Tropical Empress. We'll see what we can conjure up here. See if Mike wants to talk to us.
So, Mike is really happy to talk to you. And at first, he was just showing me how beloved you were to him. That even though he's not your bio dad, he's your stepdad, he still carried you deeply in his heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started to show me a butterfly. I'm very close up to a butterfly, and the colors spanning out, going out, the rich colors. And so, Mike, what does this butterfly mean? Or what can I tell her using this butterfly? You both had different points of view. Basically, the double butterfly wings are both of you, different thoughts, but both of you had expansive thoughts. Both of you thought in color a lot. I'm not quite sure what that means, other than maybe you just had a very colorful life with him. Somehow this expansive thought in color.
They bumped heads, but still loved each other, she says.
Yeah. I think that's why the butterfly, that you're both colorful, spanning out in different directions.
In different directions, yeah.
But yet, both of you had colorful thoughts. You were both excellent communicators. Meaning,
my God.
That you both could express your thoughts well.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Okay. So he's just showing how much he loves you.
Yeah.
This lovely, lovely life you guys had together. That even though you bumped heads, it was not for naught. He enjoyed it very much. So.
So yes, I get that you sparred. You did spar with him, but that was a form of communication that you guys grew. You just knew you loved each other, but it was easy to spar with him, and that's one of the ways that you two communicated when you were growing up. Was your real dad, you called him Daddy and not Mike? You both acted like an alpha. Okay, I'm getting that you felt an absence of father, of your other father, your real father, and he just took up the gauntlet. He said, okay, well, and you called him Daddy. That meant a lot to him. Because, excuse me, because I know that means that there was that connection there. And I'm sure you had a lifetime together before this. And so you already knew each other really well. He's holding up a glass and toasting to you. And he says, here's to you. I love you dearly and I miss you. And he says, we'll be together. And time here is very different than there. We'll be together one day, but there's no rush. I love you dearly. And then I got this card. And when I pulled this card, I got, listen to your heart. Da, 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 do, do. That song, Listen to Your Heart. So that's what this says. Follow your heart. In whatever direction you're going, you're living your destiny, and your life intertwines with others now. And I know she has a channel. So listen to your heart, and he's so proud of you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, we lived 3,000 miles away, so was missing because of distance. I get it. My kids grew up the same way. Yeah. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, everybody. I had a wonderful time, Terri. Thank you for being here and answering questions. I had a lot of goosebumps coming in today. And thank you for understanding. If you weren't read today, please know that you're loved dearly. And we thank you for being here because it really matters to us. So everybody have a wonderful weekend. As I said, I'll be on. It's 11:11 right now here. Of course. I'll be on it. I'll be on at noon with Scott, Scorpio, Sun, Tarot. If you have any other questions. Much love. Bye, Terri. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks for having me on.
Okay. Bye-bye.